Yo, what's up, everybody? I haven't posted a video in a while. I've been working hard, or hardly working, whatever you want to call it. You know, a lot of people, they just want to say they work hard, but really they're just being lazy. And I can admit to you that at times I am lazy. At times there's things that I wish I had gotten done, but you can't live in the past. You can only live now. If you're not effective as you wanted to be, then you can be effective now. You can be effective today. You screw up, you fall down, get up. You know, nobody has to stay in that state. Nobody has to stay there. That is a choice. The more that you realize that you can choose where you want to be, the more you'll stop making excuses, the more you'll actually take action, the more you actually take steps towards getting there, wherever that might be for you. Even right now, that pause that I just took, a lot of us, we don't have the attention span to even wait. We're always looking to take, we're always looking to receive something, but when we don't give, we actually miss the most important part of satisfaction is unlocked when we give. When we give, not when we take. Now, obviously, you can't really give unless you learn how to receive first. And a lot of people don't feel like they deserve to receive because they don't first give. So they're all connected. If you're frustrated right now with areas of your life, you don't have to be frustrated. You can choose to accept what's going on currently and choose to decide to pick a different scenery. What do I mean by choosing a different scenery? I mean, if you know that something could potentially be more pleasurable, like for instance, it's more pleasurable to be healthy and exercise for some people. Actually, it would be for everyone if they would just take the time to do it. But it's not easy to just get started, necessarily for some people. And some people don't want to step out of their comfortable, routine. And I understand that. Same thing with keto. Same thing with anything. Same thing with anything new that you're trying to change in your life. There's always going to be resistance. One of the biggest reasons largest reasons people don't change. The reason why I don't say big all the time is because it's used all the time. Every time I say biggest, I think in my mind, oh man, everyone says big. That's why I say the largest. Anyway, the largest reason why people don't change is because they don't think they can, they don't think they deserve it, or they're afraid of failure. And ultimately, fear is not necessarily rooted in self-fear, like fear that is conjured up by dealing with the fact that you've failed, right? The concept of failure has been constructed mostly from society, mostly from those who would threaten, or in our minds, we make this up a lot of times, it's not even true, where we make up in our minds, well, they won't love me if I fail, or no one's gonna want me. And so it's really rooted in more than anything, it's really rooted in acceptance or lack thereof acceptance. So where even people are afraid of succeeding because the further they get close to succeeding, the more they stand out and the more they set themselves apart from people. And they're afraid of that because then they know when they've seen successful people that they lose sometimes friends, sometimes they lose connections, and a lot of people would rather. Oh my God, this lady got close to me, in front of me. A lot of people would much rather keep their friends and be stressed and not have abundance in their life or give back. See, it's a sacrifice. A lot of people complain about where they are, but then the very thing that's holding them back is the fact that they won't let go of certain friends, or they won't let go of a certain habit, or they won't let go of a certain job, or they won't let go of a certain habit, or they won't, the list goes on. They won't let go of maybe something that's good or okay, or sort of serves them well, but they're not uncomfortable enough to make a change. That's the issue. They're not uncomfortable enough to do something new, especially when things are handed to you. Like people who are handed for instance, like a lot of money or opportunity, a lot of times they won't succeed or go as far as those who have came from nothing. The reason why they won't is because the people who came from nothing started from the bottom and have a ton of momentum. They had to go out and fail. And maybe even they don't even see it as failure. They just see it as another try. They tried again until they finally got their outcome. Why does this all matter? Everything in life is connected. I don't care what anybody says. Honestly, you can disagree with me. There's people who may disagree, but everything's connected. Every action you take, everything that you do, everything is a choice, okay? So, including choosing a new lifestyle, keto, exercise, choosing new friends, surrounding yourself with new people, all these things are steps that can change your life. You could choose a different scenery. You don't have to stay where you are. There's especially if you live with opportunities all around you. If you live in, I live in the Bay Area. I live in a place where there's so many opportunities. There's no excuse for me not to take advantage of the opportunities that are placed in front of me, right? It's just straight laziness. There's a list of things you could go on and on and on. But, if you can think of it this way, if you want to find a solution to a new way of living, you can find it. If you want to find, an excuse or an obstacle to focus on, then guess what? You will stay there. You'll stay exactly in the same routine. It's very simple. It's not rocket science. You do the same things, you get the same results. If you do new things, you may get new results. Not guaranteed. Obviously, everyone who's successful knows this philosophy that they need to know exactly what they want. They need to have a strong enough motivation to go for it. It needs to be sustainable. And then they need to keep making adjustments and change their strategy until they attain that. That's simply all it is. The problem is sometimes even when the worst thing, and Tony Robbins says this, the real failure is achieving everything that you set out to do and still feeling unsatisfied. So make sure what you're setting out to do is actually going to satisfy you. And how do you know that? Well, you have to really be honest with yourself. You have to really be honest. Well, is this really make me feel good? Is this really something that could be fulfilling, that I could keep doing, that I could keep growing in? And it doesn't have to be something the rest of your life, obviously, but it needs to be a step in the right direction. And that comes with competence. You need to have a higher level of intelligence and competence. And when you don't have competence, thank you. Appreciate it. There's a nice lady right here. She says she loves my car. It's nice of her. There's one thing that I think about, actually, I've been thinking about a lot recently, is if you have a compliment, if you have a good vibe, if you have good energy to give out, go say it. Why would you hold something back like that? The fear of thinking about what people are going to judge you or say, oh, why would he compliment me? Just give out free compliments. There needs to be no agenda. Just give out without looking for anything in return, because that is going to bring abundance in your life. Why do I know this? Because every time that I lack something in my life and I give it out, it always comes back to me in some way, shape, or form. It's what you reap what you sow with whatever you're doing. So anyway, I know this is more like a philosophical, deep way of thinking, but these things are important, especially when you're trying to change your life. You can't just, pull the weeds off of your one way of living and expect them not to grow back. Because a lot of times you want to go out and achieve something new in your life, but you really have what I call weeds in your life, and they just choke out, and you're not willing to make sacrifices. They choke out those new pursuits. I don't even call them dreams. A lot of people say oh, go pursue your dreams, go do this, go do that. The problem is that honestly, dreams really never come true. If you think about it, when somebody dreams, they never really go out and do it. It's more of a goal. No one went out, and dreams are more associated with wishes. I wish I could do this. People say, pursue your dreams, pursue your dreams. My definition may differ from yours, but I've changed my definition. I don't say dreams anymore for a reason. Because for me, when I thought of dreams, I wouldn't actually pursue them. And maybe it's different for you. But for me, I redefined it and I realized, no, they're not actually dreams. I'm just choosing an alternate reality. I'm choosing an alternate path, so to speak. And that alternate path happens to satisfy me more than the current path that I'm on. Because when I consider things as dreams, I almost put them on a pedestal and think, and I put way too much importance on them. And the funny thing is, when you put way too much importance on things, like that's all you go for, that's all you care about, it actually is imbalanced. Your life is imbalanced when you do that. If you make money the only important thing in your life, you may end up getting it, but unfortunately, what happens when that stuff gets taken away? Well, your whole world is rocked because you put way too much importance on one thing. It's not balanced. If you're constantly giving and you're constantly able to be in a place where you're putting even importance on multiple things in your lives, some things are more important and they shouldn't be that important. There are some things that are not important in your life that you should be making a little bit more important. But there needs to be a healthy balance at the end of the day. If not, then everything's going to be out of whack. There's going to be repercussions from that. So anyway, all right, y'all. Thanks for watching. If you watched the whole thing, that's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you, my viewers, whoever's watching this right now. It's awesome to be able to share. You know, I don't share anything that I'm not currently going through. So anyway, y'all, love you. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll be on soon again.